Hi geeks and gamers, welcome to Archives Media. When building the perfect computer, picking out a CPU can sometimes be a little tricky, as there's so many different options of processors out there. And with different price points and variations of processors, there's no clear way to know what type of processor you need for whatever you're going to be doing on your computer. That being said, today we are counting down our picks for the top 5 AMD processors to buy in 2018, but if you run a board that needs an Intel processor, be sure to check out our video we made last week where we looked at the best Intel processors to buy in 2018. That being said, let's get into our video. Number 5, the AMD Ryzen 3 2200G. This first processor is a decent processor if you are running a budget build and you need something that's going to get you set up and playing games quickly, which isn't bad for an entry-level PC. This processor is really affordable, and while it doesn't have hyper-threading, it's going to be able to get you set up and playing, especially if your main focus is gaming at 1080p. But some games should even be able to run at 4K resolution, and not fall too far below 60 frames per second, which is really nice. This one is priced at only $99.99, which is a fantastic price point for this processor, and is also the lowest priced processor on this list. Number 4, the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 1950X. This processor swings all the way to the other side of things, being the exact opposite of a budget processor. The AMD Threadripper is great if you are a working professional and you're putting together a workstation. And if you have a constant workflow of videos or animations that need to be rendered out in 4K quality, this might be the processor for you to put in your build. This processor is ultra powerful, and besides just handling a render load, it also can multitask and pretty much do anything that you need it to do. Especially if you're the type of user who needs a computer that can handle a bunch of different tasks at the same time. In some cases, this processor actually will outperform some of the more expensive Intel i9 processors. So if you're looking to build a computer with a focus on having heavy loads and needs high-end processing power, the Threadripper is up for the job. But it's going to be the most expensive processor on this list, coming in at a high $773.99. Number 3, the AMD Ryzen 7 1800X. This processor, while a few years old, is actually a great processor if you find it on the right sale. Normally priced at $239.99, which still isn't a bad price, this processor is an all-around processor that's going to give you whatever performance you need for gaming. And since this processor has 8 cores, it means it's going to be able to handle VR gameplay a lot better than some quad-core setups you'd find from Intel. And while there are other processors out there that might promise more, you can save a little bit of money by going with the Ryzen 7 1800X that you can put into getting a better quality graphics card and overall have a better gaming experience. Even though this processor really can handle a lot, including standard video editing and other larger projects. Number 2, the AMD Ryzen 5 2600X. This processor is a great all-around processor if your main focus is going to be on gaming, but you still might want to do some content creation or streaming on the side. You won't have any trouble running this processor. Priced at the very low $188.99, this is the second lowest priced processor on this list, but will provide some great performance. This processor has a fair 6 cores and 12 threads, with a base clock at 3.6 GHz, but the ability to boost the clock all the way up to 4.3 GHz, which is extremely nice. If you're looking for a reasonably priced CPU that's going to get you whatever you need done, this is the processor for you. Plus, it has an RGB CPU cooler, which is kind of nice if you care about your computer RGB appearance as well.
If you're looking for more cool things, maybe you should check out G2A. They got awesome deals on Steam games, Xbox Live memberships, and much more. Go ahead and check them out using the link in the description below.
And finally, number 1, the AMD Ryzen 7 2700X. The Ryzen 7 2700X is definitely the top AMD processor on the market right now, and its performance is going to beat out an i7 8700K and still be $30 cheaper at just $314.48. This processor sports 8 cores and 16 threads, with a base clock at a high 3.7 GHz and a boost clock going as high as 4.3 GHz. This processor is the best processor by AMD to run GTX 1060 and above, and is going to have you covered if you like to stream or render out a lot of video, and the CPU can easily handle 4K and VR at the same time. If you're doing multitask projects, this processor is going to be able to handle that well because of the multiple cores, and if you're looking for a processor that's dependable and one you can rely on, this is the processor for you, and you really are getting the best optimum performance per dollar spent. So if you're looking for a solid processor that is made by AMD, this is definitely the one you want to pick up. Well, that's our list. If you have recommendations for a great AMD processor, leave it in the comment section down below so people looking for additional options of processors have some more ideas. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and make sure you subscribe with notifications on, because you're not going to want to miss what we upload next. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.